Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another thrilling episode of Beer 30 Sanity Session. Okay, are y'all all sane? No, you're not. Lying dogs, you're all crazy like me. You wouldn't be watching me if you weren't. Anyway, here's to you, here's to me. Skull, cheers, prost, all that stuff. Skull. Mm. These little old bitty cans are scary, aren't they? Oh, I got to get a holder. Hang on. I forgot my beer holder for the small cans. Anyway, I got it now. I got it. Well, that one didn't have that one. This one ain't full anyway. This is a leftover from yesterday because I got these little tops things you put on there to keep them fresh. And so whenever I don't, this one has about this much in it. So I just cap it with this thing and put it in the fridge, and it's good to go the next day. But I've got another one loaded there just in case I run out of bullets with that one. So anyway, Christmas is coming, guys. The lights are on the tree. That's Romeo, the rooster, and me. Ho, 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 ho. That, you got that ho, ho, ho business? That's kind of a Christmassy thing to do now. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, I also got me a new spot here at the RV Resort, uh, Tropical Trails RV Resort here in Brownsville, Texas. I moved over to another spot. Why? Well, because they have a pole, about 5 or 6 poles over there in that area I was in, and I had one right next to me for Wi-Fi, and they're about this big around, but they wrap the PVC or whatever it is in some, I don't know, it's like paper thin stuff, but when the pole moves, that stuff it makes a noise. You know what I mean? And so anyway, I told them about it, and they're going to probably try to fix it. But in the interim, they said, "Well, we'll find you another spot." And they did, and they asked me to come over here, and I picked one out, and they said, "Yeah, we'll do it. We'll shuffle some stuff around, and you can have this one." Thank you, Tropical Trails RV Resort. Appreciate that. So yeah, it worked out fine, and yeah, I like it. We got a lot of privacy on that side, and so right now, no barking dogs yet. So having said that, yeah, that's the new RV spot. And then anyway, what was I thinking about? First of all, I got to have a swaller of beer again, and let the goat welcome you. Here's the goat, the old one-eared stinking goat, and giving you a kiss on a Friday evening sanity session. Sanity, man. You know, que sera will help you stay sane. What does that mean? Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. So keep that in mind and enjoy your life. Because here's to you, here's to me. Oops, did I belch on international TV? Yep, I did. And do I care? No, I don't care a damn bit. Scold. Mm. Anyway, I remembered something today, a couple of things I'll pass along to you, and then we'll end this and y'all can go enjoy your evening. But uh, when I was about 10 years old, I had a buddy in town, lived in town. He's the same age I was. But anyway, he was mad at his mother for something, and anyway, my daddy was being hard on me, so we decided that we were going to run away. We were going to run away from home. I mean, we actually came up with a plan. It wasn't a very good one. It certainly wasn't well thought out, but we did know we were going to run away, and we knew we needed to take some clothes. You know, we remember seeing hobos. You know, they'd have a stick, or this was the way they were portrayed back then. And on the end of the stick, they'd have their clothes tied in a bundle and carry it down. You know, they'd walk with the stick on their. Anyway, it was a car. Anyway, so we tried that and it didn't work. So we just carried ours and forgot the stick and just carried a little bag clothes with. I think I had a T-shirt and underwear. I don't even know if I had underwear. Just something. It was a spur of the moment thing. But anyway, so we had a bus station in Kennedy. You know, we thought about hitchhiking, and I'll tell you another story about that in a minute. But we decided not to. We got enough money up to catch a bus uh, from Kennedy to Beeville, Texas, which was 30 miles away. And just to show you how serious we were about running away, we bought a round trip ticket. Sane, huh? Yeah, we were sane. But yeah, so here was our big event. Okay, we rode the bus to Beeville, Texas, and we had a little money left over. I think we had $4 or $5 a piece, so we had extra money, and then we walked out to. They had a miniature golf course, and so we walked out there and we played miniature golf for a while, and then it was time to catch the bus back to Kennedy. That was it. That was running away from home, boy. Yeah. But the word got out. See, we let the word out that we were running away. We'd had it. We'd had it up to here. You know, it was over. You know, and but anyway, my parents got word of it. You know, but my dad, he didn't say anything. He didn't. And nobody said anything. Well, my friend's sister gave him a lot of crap. My sisters didn't even know. You know, they wouldn't have cared anyway. They'd probably said, "Get out of here," you know. But yeah, that was the running away from home story. But and then there was another time when I got old enough to drive the quote family car. Basically, it was a 1954 Ford, 54 Ford, uh, Crown Victoria. Yep. Oh yeah, four door and automatic. Oh yeah, automatic transmission, and V8, and had the old carburetor. It wasn't fuel injected or any of that crap. Back then, this is like 1954. You know, there was no fuel injection, no nothing. I mean, you had to tune your car basically once every 2 or 3 thousand miles. You know what I mean? Points, plugs, condenser. Points, plugs, condenser. You know what I mean? And but anyway, so what we do, we would we'd load up a group in my car. I'd go into town, load up the guys, whoever was hanging around, and we'd get 4 or 5 of us in the car, and then we'd go out on Highway 181, which was the main highway coming from Corpus going to San Antonio, Texas, and and there were there was a naval base in Beeville, Texas. And so we called them swabbies, you know, like swabbing the deck, but you know, they were just Navy guys, you know, young guys, you know, and we were probably all of 14, maybe 15, 14, because I could drive a car at age 14, so I did. And so here we are. What we would do to for fun, which was really stupid and cruel, I guess, but you know, there'd be 4 or 5 swabbies walking, you know, hitchhiking, and we'd come by them real slow and then pull over. You know, I'd pull over in front of them about, oh, maybe 30 or 40 yards, you know what I mean? And then here they'd come running, you know, carrying their stuff, you know, because they thought they were getting a ride. And whenever they got within about, uh, oh, I don't know, 10 feet of the car, well, I'd burn out and throw gravel up in the air, you know, and, you know, dust them out real good. And we thought that was funny as shit, you know what I mean? You know, we'd laugh like hell and we'd burn, you know, go down the highway. one day, one day, well, the old Ford had a carburetor, you know, just a regular old 2 barrel carburetor. It had a float. There's an old float in the carburetor, and every now and then that float would stick. You know what I mean? And when it did, it kind of flooded the engine out, and it wouldn't go over 15 or 20 miles an hour until that float got unstuck. My old foot would just be pumping that accelerator pedal. I don't know if that helped anything or not, but finally it would dislodge, and you'd get going again. Well, we pulled up on a group of, I think it was about 5 or 6 swabbies, sailors, on the side of the road. My usual routine, you know, all the guys are, you know, okay, pull up a little further. Okay, now stop right here. You know, they're keeping me posted, man. I'm glued to the steering wheel, you know, ready to make our rapid exit and throw a lot of gravel and shit, you know. God damn, here comes 5 of them, you know, a whole bunch of them, you know, big old guys, you know, and we were just punk kids, you know, and so here they were getting closer and closer, and there was, okay, go, go, go. Hell, and I had my foot mashed all the way to the floor, and the old car went, boop, prop, boop, prop, boop, prop. You know, they're gaining on me. You know, it was going about 15 miles an hour, you know, and they're gaining. I'm thinking, oh, shit, we're dead. We're dead. Anyway, finally it caught a little bit. We got to about 20, 25. We got away from them. But God darn, boy, you talk about, you know, getting your attention, so to speak, man. Oh, man, that was a, but you know, those were the things you did. You know, that was entertainment for us back then. We didn't have smartphones and all that shit, video games, TV sucked, you know. So you just get out and be creative and did what you did. I'm sure all y'all remember all that crap, you know. And what else? Oh, here's another one we did, or I did. Well, we all did it. We did. We were. It was a group of us. Same. You know, one guy was never really brave. 2 guys, you could get pretty brave. 3, 4, 5, shit, your bravery just went right through the ceiling. You know what I mean? You start feeding on each other. That's why whenever you see 4 or 5 teenage boys around in a group, leave them alone because they ain't much telling what they do. But now one by themselves ain't gonna do shit. You know what I mean? Or 2, yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And anyway, uh, oh, and I'll tell you a story about that too. But I'll tell you this one first. There was a road, an old caliche road that cut out in the boonies and wrapped around for about 8 miles and then caught another Foreigner Market Road paved and came back into Kennedy. It was called 990 Road, and the reason it was called 990 Road was because it was by the radio station, which was 990 AM, I guess. And but anyway, there was a guy named Bob who was married, and he was dating this girl that had just graduated from high school, and she was really pretty too. Her name was Sharon. And but anyway, we knew they used to go parking on 990 Road, okay? And it was kind of a fun thing to pull up on Parkers and shine a light in the window and all that shit. And you get to see all kind of shit, you know what I mean? Some of this stuff was pretty damn good. But anyway, here's to you, here's to me. Mm. So anyway, we were riding around one night, probably had a quart of beer or something, just being kids. And and we came around a turn, and off to the side, kind of in the brush a little bit, we saw old Bob's car. We almost missed him, but we didn't. And so, oh boy, we got him. We got old Bob now. So anyway, I turned the car around, came back. Of course, had the headlights off, so he couldn't. He might have been able to hear us, but I doubt it. He was busy doing other things, and we got right up beside him there, and one of the guys I was driving, of course, and one of the guys in the back had a little a flashlight of some type, and so the plan was when we got up beside him, he'd shine the flashlight in there, and we'd all go, ooh, we'd make crazy noises or try to scare him or some shit, and then we'd burn out, and anyway, or we'd leave, and so, shit, we get up there, and this guy shines a flashlight in the car, and there's old Bob with a pistol in his hand. Shit. Yo, get out of here. Well, anyway, old Bob didn't shoot at us, but he fired up in the air a couple of rounds. And well, hell, we thought he was firing at us. I'm sure he wasn't. He just wanted to scare the crap out of us. He did. It worked. It scared the crap out of us. Ain't no shit about that. And anyway, what else? We did a lot of crazy shit when you were a kid. I mean, when you're in a small town and a blink, for in Kennedy, Texas, we got our first blinking yellow light. It wasn't a red light; it was just a blinking yellow light at a four-way intersection. You know what I mean? And they put that up, and hell, I remember we'd sit there and watch that thing. We'd watch it blink. Golly, look at that, Bubba! Shit, God Almighty! It's a wonder I made it. But here's to you, here's to me. Hmm. Yeah, we did some dumb things. I mean, I'm telling you. And of course, there was all the drag racing and all that shit. I don't want to bore you with all that. I've done that before, but yeah. And then of course, everybody was, we smoked cigarettes. You'd take some guys would take their cigarettes and roll them up in their t-shirt, up in the here, carry them there. Some people would put them in their socks. I don't know why. And it was a thing. Yeah, a lot of guys smoked. Some of the girls smoked too. It was a crazy thing. And but anyway, a group of us, hell, there was probably 12 of us, a bunch of girls, a bunch of guys, and there was an old school bus that was always parked by the shop department. Let me see what time we got here. We'll finish this one on in. But anyway, the old school bus, we would decide, well, it was used by the agriculture department, to take the kids down to shows and stuff, and it was parked by where we had the shop department, the lumber working, where you could cut up lumber and shit. And Coach Sampson was the guy that ran the shop, and he also had the key to the bus. And I knew, and well, we all knew where he kept the key to the bus. And the janitor at the high school, he didn't, hell, he was, you could never find him, you know what I mean? But what we could get in the school, the high school, we could get in. And then we'd go to the shop and then get that damn key and go out the side door, crank that old bus up, and all a bunch of kids pile in, and away we'd go, okay? Where would we go? Nowhere important, just shitting around, burning up school gas. And but one night we were out on a damn old county road and heading back to the high school, and the old bus, I don't know if it ran out of gas or something, but the motor died. The damn thing wouldn't start, and hell, the girls, oh no, we're all going to be put in jail, we're all going to, blah, 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 blah. So we decided to push the old bus back, to the school. And what, the way the school was situated, there was a little bit of a hill grade, so that if you got the bus going down that hill, you could pretty much coast all the way into the school. In fact, you could coast all the way. And so, we get her rolling there, and the only thing we didn't count on, uh, I wasn't driving. I don't remember who was driving. I was in the front part of the bus though, and I remember the guy driving. We're coming down, and he was trying to slow down. Well, back then the old cars and buses had hydraulic brakes, and hell, the fluid, they'd get air in the lines and all kind of shit. Well, anyway, we coming down that hill, and because we had driven the crap out of the old bus and been pretty hard on it, there was no brakes. So here we come uh, in, the goddamn school parking lot like Mario Andretti, and of course we weren't going that fast, maybe going 15, 20 miles an hour. It seemed like we were going 100, but the plan was I don't know why you had to stick to this damn plan, but we did, or whoever was driving did. He was trying to put it back in the exact same spot that we had picked it up. Okay, genius. Oh, freaking awesome. The only problem is, no damn brakes. And I don't know why he didn't think of it. And the only thing that could stop the bus was there was some salt cedar trees, big old trees, beside the shop. Well, obviously we ran into the trees, but it didn't hardly. Well, the old buses back then were made out of iron. Hell, and so everybody got thrown forward and on the floor and crap. Nobody got injured or anything. But anyway, that was the bus story. But that's what kids do. And we just left the bus park jammed up in the trees. And got the hell out of there and put the key back. We were kind enough to put the key back. Yep, that's the way we were. But be that as it may, guys. Yeah, if you were an old sailor back then and you remember some kids around Kennedy burning out and leaving you, I'm one of them, one of the many. And it wasn't always my car; it was sometimes other people's cars and stuff. But they were just crazy, silly things. It's part of growing up, and that's all I wanted to touch on. So, guys, to maintain your sanity, you have to have had a past where you were just totally insane, and now you're just temporarily whatever. Here's to you, here's to me. Yeah, but the main thing is relax, chill out. You know what I mean? Take a deep breath, breathe out slowly, get all that stress out of your system, and get ready for the weekend, because that's your time. You've earned it. Everybody's enjoying life best they can. And yeah, if you got some Christmas shopping to do it, and do it with a smile on your face, and just pretend you're always on vacation, and remember that que sera thing. Whatever will be, will be. And with that in mind, thumbs up, guys, from Brownsville, Texas, on a warm day at 74 degrees here, and be in the 50s tomorrow for a high, a little different. But anyway, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Carpe diem means seize the day in Latin. Adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want. Use the Amazon link if you think about it. If you don't want to fool with it, don't worry about it. And then drink plenty of water, or whatever you want to drink, or whatever you do. And yeah, and stand guard at the door of your mind. Think positive. But with that in mind, guys, got me a new spot, living the good life down here, and more videos to come, and hopefully everything works out for you as well. Adios, guys. Bye bye. On the road again.